Well, congratulations, gentlemen. How does it feel to be nominated for an Emmy?
It's fantastic. There's nothing cooler than being nominated with a bunch of great makeup artists, in the category and also our personal nom.
It's amazing to be just our peer group that we have, and just the amazing amount of talent that's in that group. Besides just our category, besides our category, the other categories it's a tremendous amount of talent.
Yeah.
It is, and both of you have had stellar careers, but is this your first Emmy nomination for both of you, or have you guys been nominated before?
I think James might have the record, or close to the record of Emmy nominations and Emmys.
I have 13 nominations and 6 wins.
Oh, well, it's about time you get a 7th one, I feel. I feel like
I know, right?
you get another one.
I'm lagging way behind that with seven nominations, and I've been invited to the ball, but actually have never worn the crown.
Ooh, well, I feel like this year you're going to wear the crown because, I mean, you worked for the Queen. I don't think it gets bigger than Mariah Carey. So what was that like working for her?
Well, she's great. She's fantastic. Who would not want to be a part of such a Christmas musical icon, as well as a music icon? There's not a Christmas that goes by that I don't have Mariah Carey playing in my house. So the idea of working with her was, something I was not going to miss, and it couldn't have been a better experience. She was one of the producers, and we ran everything by her, and she was very hands-on. It was fantastic.
And what about for you, James? How was that experience working for her?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's as a makeup artist, you would think Halloween would be my favorite holiday, but Christmas is. So just seeing her sing in front of us, and you would think after hearing a song 500 times it would get boring and old, but it does not. So a little giddy inside, and she's an amazing person, an amazing actress and singer. Yeah, lifelong dream, to be honest with you.
And to get her stamp of approval is pretty big, because she is a tough nut. Like, she's worked with everyone, so like her standard is as high as it gets. So for both of you, that's probably bigger than an Emmy for Mariah Carey.
No, absolutely. Even like with the process of the Santa Claus makeup that we did several versions of it, and Santa Claus comes in many different versions, from the Coke version to a traditional version of what you think. So just the process to getting Santa the way that she was happy with and production was happy with. We did many versions, and fun versions to be able to come up with that iconic classic look that they liked.
Right. And the same goes with everything. Well, all the dancers, a lot of it we did with technological advancements on blue screen. So some of the backgrounds we didn't see until they were on camera. We could only just imagine what they looked like. But when you see them come to life with sets pushed up against a huge green screen, we took over the Los Angeles Convention Center. It was a very big undertaking, especially one of the first live shows to be done, allowed to work during COVID. So there was a lot of planning, and it looks stunning and spectacular. When you saw it all to come together, it was a real eye-opener.
Yeah. And I think it brought so much joy. Like, it brings me back as well, because at the time, a lot of us were really depressed, because especially around Christmas time, everything was kind of cancelled, and every celebrity from the presidents to just Ariana Grande to just everyone in society was watching that Christmas special.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was to have Mariah sort of lift not only the mood here in the United States, but around the world. That special went around the world. It was really kind of cool. I mean, she has that ability to make people happy about Christmas, and being a part of that really lifted our spirits.
Yeah, absolutely.
And James, I'll start with you. I wanted to ask, because you have 6 Emmys now, so I think by the time you get 6 Emmys, you'll be on to fluke. Like, you obviously know what you're doing. So what is, a lot of people have probably asked you this, and this was the number one question that we got when, you know, our viewers found out that we were interviewing you both. What is your biggest trick, your biggest secret for doing makeup?
Well, as a I think how I've done it is I have no expectations. Like a woman has done their makeup a million times in their life, so they might lean that towards introducing the way they would do makeup to another woman. I don't have that, so the way I present myself with makeup is it's a great canvas that I've never touched before, and I have no backstory on it, if that makes sense. So I'm excited just as much to change that canvas and do something really, really cool without having predetermined ways of doing it that I've learned on myself, if that makes sense. So each time is a new event for me and a new exciting thing where I get to experience a new face and a new canvas to do makeup on every day.
I love that. What about for you, Bruce? Do you have a secret trick or, you know, or a tip for people that you recommend more than anything?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of tips, and there's makeup is so subjective. So everybody has an idea of how they look, but when they come into a show like as grand as Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special, you want to make sure that the makeup fits into the special, that it's a part of it, that it doesn't take over too much, but it blends in and becomes cohesive with the art direction, with the costumes, with the hair. It's all the big picture. So I'm looking for that makeup to look special and look beautiful, but also to resonate within the big picture.
Yeah, the makeup, every aspect of what we do should be the star of the show. And when some people go, just makeup is the star of it, and you know, when they all come together to be the overall star is where it really works well.
Oh, wow.
Right. And in this particular special, I think, you know, we wanted, you know, our calling card was to make it gorgeously festive, like, you know, like a really simple but festive holiday look. And we all know how women love to play with their makeup during the holiday season and stuff. So we employed that, but we kept it really, you know, kind of glamorous, but within the realm of they wore these beautiful green outfits, and we had a sleigh outfit. We had about 3 or 4 different looks. So we wanted to make sure that, you know, the lipstick wasn't overpowering the costume and the background. It all had to mesh.
Yeah, and I think it did all mesh, because I mean, you don't get nominated for an Emmy if you don't do a good job. So
correct. Yeah. No. Again, another way to look at this. This is not just a regular show. The category we are in is outstanding makeup. So we went above and beyond to do outstanding makeup. You don't get an award for everyday normal stuff. So that's our goal, is to do outstanding work every day on set, whatever show it is, and especially this show. So outstanding makeup is what we did.
I love that. And what was it like working for Apple TV for both of you? Because I mean, you know, they've kind of become the biggest thing in streaming, and especially at the time, I think everyone was watching. That was like the highest, greatest program at the time. So what was it like working for them? I'll start with you, Bruce.
Well, this is the second time that I'd worked for Apple TV. I actually went up to Cupertino to do the announcement of Apple TV, where they had every star from every one of their shows that had yet to air up there. It was like Hollywood up in Northern California. And I was pretty impressed. We did it at the Apple Theater, and I had never been there before. And it was like, you know, it was literally like, you know, going into the Wizard of Oz's den and being there with, you know, all of the stars of Reese Witherspoon and, you know, just, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was like being at the Oscars backstage. So I ran that event, and when this came up, I jumped at it, even though we had a lot of logistics to figure out. they're a fantastic organization. They know how to promote their product really, really well.
Yeah, I would say this is actually my first time. This was actually my first time working with Apple, and an amazing experience as well. What I wanted to do another point on is I've known Bruce for 30 years now, and I even get excited to work with Bruce every time too, because as a makeup artist, we only learn from each other, and we only learn from excelling at what we do. So even though I know what I'm doing, Bruce knows different stuff, I know different stuff, and I always, in every trailer and every situation, I'm always looking across to my peers and my friends and my artists and watching what they do and taking from that. And it only makes me a better artist every time. So besides the Emmy, I get an award for being able to work with my friends and my peers like Bruce. So I'm more excited about not that than the Emmy, but as an artist doing this for 32 years, this is where I get excited about.
I feel the same way about James. I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now. Yeah. And no, absolutely. There's nothing more magical than watching a makeup room choreographically make people look beautiful, or character, or throw character on their faces, or like James was talking about, a Santa Claus. It's something that until you witness and experience, you can't imagine. It's creativity oozing out of people's pores.
That's amazing, because I think it is a very competitive industry, and there are so many people fighting to be of your caliber. So I think that's inspiring for people to see, and it's beautiful to even see on my end and our viewers' end, to see people supporting each other in the industry and learning from each other, instead of being competitive with one another, and kind of fighting to get those jobs.
Yeah, and I wish we would talk about Christopher as well.
Yes, we did. We worked with Christopher Buckle, who's amazingly talented, and he had so much weight to carry in the show. He had at least 5 different looks on Mariah, and each one of them were unique. And she was the engine behind this whole thing, and she was on camera a lot, and keeping her looking as amazingly fresh as she did, and matching his makeups to all those beautiful outfits was quite extraordinary. I've known Christopher for many years, and he is an amazing talent, a consummate professional.
Yeah, and I think that's what's incredible. It's one whole, it's a creative team. It doesn't just, it's beyond the makeup. It's also the costume designers, and it's also the artistic directors, the lighting. It's all
from the top all the way down. Raj Kapoor, who I've worked with before, and Nick and RJ Durrell, Nick Flores. These are guys I worked with them on Little Mermaid Live, and so when I got the call to do this, I jumped at it. We had a lot of interesting things to figure out because of COVID, and because we could be no cross contamination, we had to buy loads of makeup and match them to. Actually, we were given loads of makeup, I should say, from Maybelline, who I thank, because we couldn't have done it without creating these kits for each one of the performers and making sure everybody was safe, and that we wore our PPE, and there was no cross contamination.
Yeah, I mean, it's that way too. It's a learning curve for us as well. In the middle of this, we didn't know how you do it, and how you be safe, and how you make sure that everybody that you're touching is clean and has their own stuff, so nobody's sharing brushes, and everybody gets to take some free product home at the end of the show, because you're obviously not going to reuse it again. So it was a learning lesson for us as well.
Yeah, we had to make it go off without a hitch, because we were being watched. This was like we were maybe the first, maybe the second out of the gate. I think the Billboard Awards went off before us, but we were the second out of the gate in TV special land. And we wanted to show the world it could be done, so that people could get back to work, including the makeup, the dancers, wardrobe. I mean, everybody was hungry to get back to work by then.
Yeah, imagine. So just before we go, I wanted to ask both of you, what was the most magical thing for each of you, with doing this special? I'll start with you, Bruce, and then I'll finish with you, James.
Well, the Old Christmas the Old Christmas musical number with Ariana and Kate and Jennifer Hudson and Mariah was simply cool. It was a brand new song. It went out as the release of the special went out. It was so festive, and to watch those three performers together just meld, that was pretty special. Then there was also her singing Silent Night and some of the some of these great musical traditional songs that she's not only added her spin onto, but made even more important.
Yeah, I'm not a favorite of anything. You ask me what my favorite monster is or my favorite makeup is everything Christmas is my favorite. So just the overall favorite of the whole entire, every song was literally chills sitting there watching it every day. So I'm just excited about everything. It just keeps things interesting as well. Instead of having a favorite, everything's my favorite. Well, just the experience, just the experience of working on such a cool show, great production, Apple TV Plus, and their Apple TV as well, their involvement on making sure that besides everything look amazing, past that with a PR and all that stuff. And Emily has been a great experience.
Yeah, and I also have to give a shout out to Amish Hamilton and Roman Coppola. They did an amazing job directing this. It was no easy task. There were a lot of moving parts. And when you see something like this, and you see how many people are, like I said, we took over the whole LA Convention Center, the biggest room where they do the LA Auto Show, for Christ's sake. It was amazing to see how we had to stretch out, socially distanced, but yet get this thing done. And the technology that went into it was state of the art. It was an eye opener for all of us.
Yeah. People actually will learn from what they did and use that on future shows as well.
Yeah,
love it. It really shows that anything's possible. If you guys were able to pull this off in the middle of a pandemic, really anything is possible.
Yes.
And now we're getting ready to do it in another version of a pandemic.
I know. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited. And Bruce, you're going to win your first Emmy. I'm sure it's 7th time lucky. I know you will.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yes. I will take another one. The first one, they say the first one, you fooled them. The second one, you fooled them again. Third one, you might be okay. The fourth one, you're all right. So.
And Dan, like I said, there's no, a shout out to Angela, to Christopher, to Deborah, and to Julie, who were they're all great artists, and we couldn't have done it without them. This is all hands on deck kind of show. And James, of course, we've done so many specials together, so many jobs together. I adore working with them.
Oh, great. Well, I look forward to the next special. Congratulations, guys, and good luck. I'll be watching the Emmys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good luck with the rest of your interviews. I'm sure you've got many more to do.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully, yes. Congrats, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.